Tillamook. I know I'm all out, right? Mint chocolate chip ice cream, lip balm. I woke up like this. I've been up for about an hour, but I'm just really tired. I want to get into the Martine Cosmetics Moolah Bank palette, but I was going to do my foundation and all that first. I said, you know what? Let me just do this video, see how I feel afterwards. Because I need a nap. Yesterday I got up earlier than usual because I had errands to run. I had a therapy client. And so I had to get up. And I drank Mountain Dew to get me through the day. But it threw off my sleep schedule and I'm tired. I did another declutter. So we're going to do a declutter, a small one, and we're going to do a giveaway with the new stuff that I purchased. And if you've been here, you know I like to have a curated workable collection. And what that means is curated, not a lot of dupes. Workable means everything gets worked into my collection at some point. So nothing gets forgotten, nothing gets left behind. And when I realize things have been forgotten and left behind, it needs to go. And also with the new purchases, I'm running out of space and I refuse to buy storage. I'm sitting at my station, which is a bistro table. All the makeup I have, including my brushes, are on this table. I can look and see everything I own, with the exception of backups, which are in my eSIM case. So I like it how it is, because I do want to use what I have, and if not, give it a happy home while it still has a lot of life in it. So what I'm decluttering, these are going in the trash. The two of the Black Panther liquid lipsticks, this is thicker than water, and this one is the shadows. I really like both of these colors. Y'all know I like a dark lip. My issue with these is they leak. Every time I use it, when I put the cap back on it, it leaks from here. And so when I turn it later on, I'm like, what is this on my hands? Both of these do the same thing. I don't know if it's a design flaw or what, but it's just messy and I just don't want to deal with it. So those just went in the trash. This is Rock and Roll Beauty. This is the shade. It's like a bronzy, and it's like a cream liquid lip type thing. Pretty color. I have other nudes. I don't really gravitate toward them. This has a lot of life in it. This expires October 2024. I don't have a family member to give it to, otherwise I would. I'm not comfortable giving away or selling anything that has a wand that has directly touched my skin. Powder products is cool, even some cream products because you can spray them with alcohol. The lip products and like eye primers and mascaras, I put them in the trash. That's just me. And I know some people don't mind. People who know me, they'd be like, oh, I would take your lipsticks. And I'm like, I know you would. And so there are a few situations where if someone I know personally asks me and I'm like, okay, yeah, but other than that, I'm like, no, it goes in the trash. This was actually gifted to me and I did really like it. It's Juvia's Place and it was in the bronze collection, the liquid lipsticks, and this one is bronze toasted. This serves a purpose for when I need a neutral lip with a certain look that I'm going for, like a recreation or something. But I realized I have a few other nude lippies and this has a lot of life in it too, but it's been sitting here. I do not remember when I last used it, and so that is going in the trash. This is Nima Tang bullet lipstick that came in her set. I was really wanting for them to just not have her stuff as a set because I only wanted the gloss and the liquid lipstick. Liners, I don't really use them, and I did go through to see if I was going to declutter my lip liners again, which I ended up not, but I really don't use them, so it's just a matter of time before they end up in the trash, but they're not in the way and they're just sitting here. And so this is going to go in the trash. I used it a few times when I was recreating looks as a subscriber request, and it did serve a purpose, but just day-to-day use, no. And this expires September this year. Today is August. No, my goodness, no. Did I tell y'all I was sleepy? Today is April 25th, I want to say. And this is good until August this year, but that's going in the trash because it's just taking up space. These items I'm going to show you here, they are right now in my Macari store. I took pictures earlier today and posted them. Prices are really cheap because I just want to get it out of here. And it does have a lot of life left in it. This is the KVD Moon Garden palette. I did use it the one time. Doesn't have a mirror. It doesn't have a mirror. I used it one time. I like the looks that I did. I don't know if I did a two-tone look or what I did, because it does look like, no, I don't think I used all the shades. It doesn't look like I used these 3 at the top, but all the shimmers creased on me, and I kept saying I was going to use it again because maybe it was just an off day, maybe I didn't blend out my eye primer well, I don't know. But it is a really beautiful palette if you like grunge, if you like gothy looks. I just have not gone back to it, and I think what happened was I started purchasing the single shadows from Lethal and creating my own palettes, and so that satisfied all of what this could be for me, and I just never went back to it. And I keep saying I'm going to use it. I even planned out looks to do, and I'm like, who am I kidding? Like, if I haven't used it this long, it's just not going to be used. Being realistic with myself. The Halloween palette, I was talking to a friend of mine today, and she said something that resonated with me because I was asking her about something, and she said that she wasn't going to get it because she wanted something, but it was for the wrong reasons. And when I thought about this palette, I got it for the wrong reasons. I do like the looks I did with it. Some of the shades I can do bout with Lethal Cosmetic shades. This is a really pretty shade, but I have that already, and I have greens. I don't gravitate to oranges, but it looked nice on me. It has this black, which to me, what am I looking at? This looks purple. I swear, y'all, I think I have color perception issues because I thought this was a black, and it may be, but right now to me it's looking like a deep purple. I have color perception issues. And so I do like the palette, but I just don't reach for it. And I think this, when I look over here, it's a yellow. This is a dual chrome. And when I'm looking where what you're seeing, it looks orange. I don't gravitate to those shades. I really like this one because it's mustardy, but I have mustards. And so I was going back and forth about the palette, and I seen it when it came out, and I'm like, I'm not going to get it. And someone kept saying, are you getting it? Are you getting it? Are you getting it? Are you getting it? And eventually I got it. And so it was really just the wrong reason. And I was glad at the time when I got it and tried it, because reviews were not all good. But for me, the formula was fine. The formula was fine, and I like the look. I just realized I have not used it since that video. And it's like, it's just here. And as I was saying, I like to give things a home when it has a lot of life left in it. If the POA is 12 months, I'm not going to sell it or try and get rid of it after 12 months because technically it's expired. I know a lot of people don't have issues with using makeup, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years after they've purchased it, especially powder products. But for me personally, because my skin is sensitive, I don't normally chance it. If it's a palette that I love, I'll try it after the POA is done, and if I have a reaction, it goes in the trash, and then if I don't, I'll keep it a little while longer. But even still, with that in the back of my mind is, this is technically expired, don't push it. Don't use it until you have a bad reaction, you know what I'm saying? And so it's very seldom that I do that. But again, people don't have the sensitivities that I have, but I do still like to give things when it still has life in it, meaning way before the POA. And for this one, the POA is 12 months, and I got it a few months after it released. This came in a subscription box, the Eloise Secret Garden 3D Blush and Glow palette, and I did choose this, and this has a lot of life in it. The POA is 24 months, and I have a sticker on the back. This expires, technically expires, February 2025. And again, this is April 26, 2023. This has a hell of a lot of life in it. And again, all of this stuff I'm showing you, other than the lip stuff, is in my Mercari store. It is very pretty. What throws me off, this I like, this I like. What throws me off is this shade and this shade, because I can use them as a blush light, but to make this and this work when I have other things that just work, I don't reach for this. And I have used it for a few times, trying to make myself like it. If this was a single, I probably would keep it. I don't know, because I have other things I can just, you know, just put on. But it's a beautiful blush palette. And depending on your complexion, this can be a highlighter. This and this for me are blush lights. And so it's not a blush, but it's not a highlighter. But it does look nice on the top part of where I put my blush. But again, I just don't reach for it, because other than the 2 blush shades in here, the other two shades, I have to make them work. And I don't want to work for my makeup. I want makeup to be exciting. I want it to be easy. I want it to be fun to do. I don't want to have to fuss with it to get it to look to my liking, even though some of my looks do be busted. But that's never my intention. This right here, this kind of hurts me, the same as the Black Panther liquid lipsticks. And again, the wrong motive. I wanted to support the Black Panther franchise, and MAC does make good products. And so I'm like, okay, it's a win-win. And I do like the shadows. When I first seen them in the store, they looked really dusty. And when I swatched them in the store, they were not pigmented. But then I'm thinking oils from other people's fingers, people swatching and touching it. And so when I got this and I tried it, the shadows are nice. They go on smooth, they go on creamy. I didn't have any creasing. I think I did one look on each eye, I think, and it was for a collab, because when I purchased this, I purchased one also for a friend. And as far as I know, she liked it. The formula is really nice. This is a deep green, this is a black. If you want your neutrals, you have them here. If you want to pop a color. And what you can do, if you're not into wearing these type of colors on your lid, or you're not into deepening your outer corner with a black, you can use this as an eyeliner. And actually, you can use any of these as an eyeliner. So just do a look with these right here. This can be your brow bone shade. Put this as a liner, or this as a liner, or even underneath your lower lash line, just to add a little something to the look. So this is a very easy palette to use. And I've used it that one time, and I keep saying I'm going to revisit it, get back to it, and then I'm like, realistically, am I? And the answer is no. And so it's just about me being honest with myself. And my label says I opened this November 2022, so this is 5 months old. And the POA, I can't see what it is. You know what, a lot of MAC products don't have a POA on it. And when I Googled, you know, makeup expiration dates, the requirement is if the product expires within 36 months, that's when they need to put a POA on it. And so that tells me that MAC products will last longer than 36 months, which is a good thing. And so that's why I put opened 11/2022 versus what the POA is, such as on other palettes. I'll put when it expires. Like for the Eloise, I have open 2/26/2023, expires February 26, 2025. So if there's an actual time limit, I will put it on there. And if it's not, then I'll just put when I opened it. That way, at least I know in my mind how long I've had this thing open. These I put in as a bundle. I purchased them on sale, so these are on there really cheap. The Nomad Malibu palette. I like these two shades, and they look nice on me. These two don't. And I threw away the other one. I forget what it was called. And it was lighter tones, and I think it was a blue. I tried to depot the two darker shades in that palette, and I ruined the palette and the shadows. And so I said, I'm not going to declutter this one. I've been holding on to it, saying I'm going to use it, because I really do like these two shades, and they did show up on me nice. But then there's two shadows I'm not using, and I'm thinking somebody would use all 4 of these shades and be happy to have it, and they would actually use it versus me just sitting here like, what am I going to do with it? And so this is going, well, all of this, as I said, is already in my store. So this is going with the Studio 54 Disco Nights highlighter. I really like this highlighter because you see it has that golden undertone. If you have a warm undertone, I think this will really look nice on you, especially if you're my complexion or a little bit deeper. And if you do have a deep skin tone, I think this would look friggin' awesome on you as a highlighter. It is a multi-chrome highlighter. It says so on the back. And it also says on the back, this expires February 2024. So this has over a year of life left in it, and it's been just sitting here. And what happened with this was, number one, purchasing this stuff because they were on sale. Also having other highlighters that I just pull Because this one I need to be careful what I use it with, where other highlighters, if it's just like a golden or a bronzy, I can put it on with almost anything. But this one I have to be more conscious of what blush I have on, you know, that type of thing. And that's why I haven't reached for it, even though I really do love it, and that is a gorgeous shade. This Bobbi Brown Shimmer Brick and Bronze that I used to only use with Pat McGrath Desert Orchid blush, because now I have enough to do a whole Pat McGrath cheek situation, meaning the bronzer, the blush, and the highlighter. The same with House Labs, and the same now with Mario. I realized I wasn't reaching for this one anymore. And I did get, oh, I was going to say a Pat highlighter, but I just said that I had a Pat highlighter because I do a Pat cheek situation. So I realized I have not been reaching for this, and I do really like it. And it looks weird because when I first saw this, I'm like, what is that? Do you just use like little brushes to use the little shades? But no. And in the videos you see me using this, I take a brush similar to something like this, but you can use any brush you want to. And I just do swipe, 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 and apply it. And it is beautiful as a bronzer. It is beautiful. And so try not to let like seeing these little lines throw you off. But when you swipe, 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 either way, or go, you know, swipe, 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 swipe. That way, it blends them all together. And it does give like just that nice, perfect highlighter. And I realized I wasn't using this either. And so, and having purchased the other highlighters and bronzers and blushes, I'm like, something got to go. I used to do a something in, something out. And it doesn't always work in that moment. But once I start running out of space, I'm like, haven't used that, haven't used that, haven't used that, have not used that, have not used that. And then I'm thinking, okay, this needs to go. I like it, but I don't use it. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Powder, and it says it's waterproof. I don't know if it is waterproof or not. I mean, even if I'm out in the rain, you know, you're going to get some sprinkles on your face, but I've never just like poured water on my face to see if it disturbed my makeup. But what I do like about this is, even though it looks pasty, for me, this is transparent. It doesn't leave a cast on my face. It doesn't make me look ashy. It doesn't change the look of my foundation. It doesn't change the look of my concealer, because some powders will do that. This does not do that. Did I notice a difference? I can't really say. And so for me, I would just use this as a setting powder. And I actually have one that I carry in my purse, like just in case I want to touch up, which I never do touch up my makeup. But this I used to back in the day. Not this one, because then this will be hella old. But even like way back, I remember using this. And I would just carry it with me. And if I felt like touching up my face, or back when my T-zone used to get oily, I would just take this out, you know, with a small little travel brush and just pat it on, and it was fine. And so this, for me, I used it not necessarily because it says it's waterproof, but I use this as a setting powder. What's ironic though, people swear by the Urban Decay setting spray. That setting spray turns me into an oil slick within 3 hours. Like, seriously, it's just like somebody just poured grease on my face. People swear by it. It does the complete opposite for me. But this actually worked for me as far as just, you know, just a regular setting powder. So this is in there, and that's up for grabs. This is Give Me Lala. This is weird in the sense that when I shake it, it sounds like the mirror is loose. And when I was looking at it today, it's because of how, oh, I can't even show you, because of how the mirror is. There's a line down here, and even doing this, how you can hear that it's moving. I think it's because of the design of it that holds it in here, because of this clasp that's here. And that's why. Because every time I'm like, oh my gosh, don't tell me it's broken, open it, and it's not broken, it's still attached. But this is the Give Me Lala bronzer. Came in the subscription box. This is the Bora Bora shade. This is a nice bronzer for me, for my complexion and undertone. It can go dark, it can go deep, and so depending on what you want, or like this time of year, it'd be great. Summertime, you can still use it because you can. It is buildable. But having purchased new bronzers, I just have not been using this one, and so something has to go, and that has to go. So these are all the things that are being decluttered. So if you want to check those out in the store, you can do that. The giveaway part, this is a Blend Bunny bag that the brushes came in. So I just put these items in here. So there's no Blend Bunny brushes in here. This, I don't know where this came from. Probably, I could have put this with Eclectic Beauty, huh? I think this was a sample with a Sephora order. RMS Beauty Straight Up Volumizing Peptide Mascara. So that is in here. And I just, you know, put the stuff in the bag. There's an eyeliner in here. It came in a subscription box. I cannot read what that says. And it didn't come in a box. It came just like this. And the brand is Rebel Eye Definer Pencil. I have never used it. And I kept it because I'm thinking I'll use it as a lip liner, but I prefer retractables. And so, is this, wait a minute. Oh, I thought this turned, but it doesn't. I don't know what that is at the bottom. So this is brand new, never used. So that's in here. This is KVD, well, actually says Kat Von D. I don't know where I got this from. I don't know why I'm saying stuff twice. This is the shade Dahlia, and I purchased this because I like dark lips. And as I was decluttering my lippies, and I'm looking at stuff that I still need to use, which actually is only 2 things. Yeah, and one actually I'm going to give away too. So this is the shade. So if you like a dark lip, and I have shades similar to this, and when I open it, if I opened it and swatched it, I think I would have this shade among my other browns and burgundies. And so I decided not to even open it. The other thing I was going to give away, but I'm going to wait, so I'm not even going to mention what that is. So there's a mascara, a sample size mascara, a liquid lip cream. Does it say cream or just, yeah, liquid lip cream, and a black eyeliner. And this is inside of a Blend Bunny brush set bag. So this is just a small giveaway. Whatever it is you need to do, just make sure you read down below to find out what it is that you need to do if you want to win that. And yeah, check out Mama Kari's store. There's a Shop My Store link down there as well. There's a lot of stuff down below. Some Amazon links and things, but that'll be it for this video. Thank you for being here, and let me know about your, not necessarily your shopping habits, but your process when you're thinking of if you need to declutter, or even if you want to declutter. Because some people, I imagine, don't declutter anything, and I know some people keep stuff, or they'll put it in like a collection just for display, especially if it's something that has really pretty packaging. They'll just keep it just because of that. Do you do that? Like, would you keep something just because of packaging, just for display? Or like me, it's like, okay, this has got to go. It could be the best thing ever, how it looks, and it has to go. And this is going to be controversial and probably blasphemous. I don't even keep Pat McGrath packaging. And some people are like, I could never give that up. And it is very artistic, but I pay for the product, not the box. And then it's like, I'm not just going to keep boxes. I keep boxes for stuff that I might use if I need to move, like my air fryer box, my fan box. I have a space heater I had purchased for a previous job for that office. I keep that box. And so if it's something I may need to pack and take, yes. Makeup. The only boxes I kept was the Mission XXX box and the Moolah Bank box, which now I'm kind of questioning that. But everything else, I don't keep boxes. But let me know your thoughts on decluttering, if you declutter, and if you do, what's your process? Like, what's your motivation? What's your intention? Mine is to keep a curated and workable collection, and to not just keep buying stuff, which means also buying more and more storage space and, you know, that type of thing. And so, and no judgment. Okay, hear me. No judgment. If you keep everything If you have a whole wall lined up with palettes, that is fine. Like, do whatever you're comfortable doing. I think as I get older, I'm not a minimalist, but I'm realizing I'm happier. I feel more at peace and more content with less and less stuff. Yeah, that happened in my 40s. I was like, what is all this stuff? Just stuff. And then, you know, that stuff is actually money. And so I'm going to go before I continue babbling. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to read down below. And yeah, stay tuned because we have a lot of other stuff coming up. I'm just waiting for timing. As always, even though we did not do the intro, self-acceptance, self-love, that is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Embracing your natural features, loving who you are and how you look, even without face paint on. Thank you, and you will see me soon.